Welcome to Ac3TV. I'm Sarah Deering, and in today's episode we meet Greg Tanna, Managing Director and Founder of Tanna Partners, to chat about what's happening in the executive recruitment market. Greg, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Sarah. I'm really happy to be part of Ac3TV. I mean, I've been saying for some time the customer contact industry really needs a voice like this, and Justin and the team have done a great job, and looking forward to seeing it prosper.
Greg, firstly, how is the executive recruitment market going after the impact of the GFC?
Interesting question. I mean, it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride. Up until late 2008, everything was buoyant, and then it started to really feel the effects of all the turmoil going on. So 2009 calendar year was a very difficult year for the recruitment industry and for job seekers. But it started turning around about September 2009. And ever since, we've seen some pretty good momentum, with the exception, unfortunately, about the last quarter. The June quarter 2011 has gone back into a little bit of a shell, with a lot of uncertainty out there at the moment. But the forecasts look pretty positive in terms of it coming back again for later this year.
So you mentioned growth in 2010, early 2011. Was that driven by any particular sector?
Definitely. The business process outsourcing sector is a massive one. I mean, you've seen all these huge outsourced teleservice bureaus just grow and grow. The ICT industry, some of those IT applications out there, particularly workforce optimisation oriented, talking about call quality monitoring, recording, workforce optimisation, they're stripping costs out of the back end of the enterprise. And financial services is always a big supplier of jobs to this industry. The growth there is in direct marketing, telemarketing, outbound financial services.
So Greg, what are the hottest jobs right now, and what can people expect to earn?
Yeah, that's what everyone wants to know, isn't it? Good operations executives are always hard to find, always in high demand. They can earn anything between mid-100s up to $200,000 a year, from say 150 seat centres up to 500 plus multi-seat centres. The big demand is also for enterprise solution sales executives. That's either selling, say, business process outsourcing solutions or some of the IT applications that sit on the agent desktop. Good standalone executives there earn anything from 120 to 160 base, plus super plus commissions. Now, the good ones earn up to mid-200s, up to $300,000 a year, if they're good. And then management consultancy would also be a hot area there, and good management consultants, particularly in and around that workforce optimisation area, stripping costs out of the back end of the enterprise. They earn typically anything between $120,000 and $200,000 a year.
Well, it seems now more than ever contact centre executives are in demand. What's a typical career path for a contact centre executive?
No, there's no typical career path in the customer contact industry, because it can go so many different ways, and that's the real opportunity here, which maybe a lot of people don't realise out there. You can navigate at least 27 different customer contact centric position titles across 4 customer contact centric job families that we've mapped out anyway over several years now, and those job families are within sales and marketing, operations, the big growth area, consulting, analysis and technology, and then if the people are good enough, senior executive, which sits right on top of that. So huge opportunities.
Well, it sounds like there's plenty of opportunity around. So how has increased engagement of offshore capability had an impact on local onshore jobs?
Well, it depends which part of the customer contact industry you're talking about. If you're talking about the call centre industry or the voice industry, not much impact yet. And for all the negative press I hear about all these jobs being offshored, the reality is not a lot have been, with the exception perhaps of the telecommunications industry. But financial services, utilities, a lot of these companies still house the vast majority of their call centres onshore, and still plan to do that. Some of the work that's going offshore is done with a view to retaining onshore capability as well. So it's not like it's a here or there scenario. It's a case of let's share the love. In terms of the back office, yeah, I think there's a big impact there. These management consultancies, these workforce optimisation applications I was talking about, they're all designed to strip the costs out of the back office and process map it out, and a lot of that can be serviced offshore or superseded by voice biometrics.
So for those thinking of making a move, do you see any noticeable trends for a particular time of the year?
Not really. This is really a global industry now. So there's so many forces at play now, and you've got so many different companies with different financial years. It really goes into the wash. One thing I can say though is, from a recruitment industry perspective, this is not just specific to call centres. A lot of recruitment firms have their big quarter as the December quarter, just before the big holiday period here in Australia. So a lot of people fall into the trap of thinking there's not that much happening around there, but we find companies are forced, very, very quick and very eager to make decisions before you hit that holiday period. So lots of activity in December.
Okay. So for those ready to take the sometimes daunting leap, what advice would you give them to ensure they're prepared?
Well, with all these tools of the trade now, all these social media applications, there's no shortage of information out there, so do your research naturally. But look at yourself as a brand Sarah Deering, when you're going out to market. So be careful about where you send your details and how you present yourself online. Find a good mentor who you respect and trust, who you've known for several years. They can help and guide you. And prepare emotionally and financially for what could be a long haul. The higher you go up in that rarefied atmosphere, there's fewer jobs and more competition. So it could take months, even more than a year in some cases.
Some excellent tips there. Greg, we're so pleased that you could join us on Ac3TV. I'm sure our viewers would have taken a lot out of this interview.
Thanks, Sarah. Congratulations again on a great initiative. I think it's going to work really well.
Well, thanks for watching this episode of Ac3TV. Now, we'd love to hear from you, so don't forget, pop back into LinkedIn and provide us with your feedback. See you soon.